Dude, what a week. I don't want to speak for both of us, but I'm going to. We had quite the week.
It was a big week.
And I think we just jump into it. But before that, why don't we... Now you say it.
Oh, you just set me up for nothing. Oh yeah, my bad. Why don't we? By the way, sorry. You said let me handle this, and then you just did that to me. No. Okay, run it back. Say why don't we, and then I'll fill it in.
No. This time, just let me handle it. I got it.
No. Oh, no, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, let's just get into it. We have a busy, crazy week, and so why don't we
hit it, Hutch?
You know what it is now. Boys and girls of the podcast world, Matt and Tyler on the mics. They're gonna stay here until they agree. They're gonna stay here until they agree. Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
All right, now laugh a little bit to get us back out of the song. Okay, no, not like that. No, try again, like more cool.
Okay. Oh, demure.
Yeah, more demure.
Oh, like nonchalant even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was funny.
Welcome back to Until We Agree. That's Tyler. This is Matt. This is the only podcast that keeps going until we agree. Welcome back. I think I just said that actually, but we're back. New episode. I know for a fact Tyler and I were both traveling this weekend. And for those of you, if you're listening to this at any other point in time than pretty much right when this episode comes out, that may not mean much to you. But let me put you on to, if you're not familiar with the government shutdown, not only the government shutdown, the longest one in the history of the United States.
The government
that's been around since the beginning. Longest one ever. We're still in the midst of it. At this point, I think we're getting closer, but we were at like the peak of, this is only for people who aren't listening right when this episode comes out. So I'm sorry if you're listening on Tuesday, like our loyal Tuesday crowd is, but air traffic control basically has like gone down to like bare bones because no one was, if you guys remember, this is like, remember like COVID, you guys remember COVID? Kind of like a similar thing where like a disruption in the world led to a disruption in air travel. And that's kind of what happened. And that's what's happening. And that's what we're in the midst of. So that's how I'll start us. It felt like I could have explained that better. And it also feels like I didn't have to explain it at all because it was the government shutdown that 91% of our audience lived through because we're mostly American here.
Well, and what I'll say too, I hate traveling almost as much as I hate Mondays. But
okay, nice,
yeah.
That's a zinger. Oh,
that's a zinger. But no, like it's also ridiculous that you feel like you need to even get there earlier because you're like, oh, well, traveling is a mess, so it's going to naturally be a mess. So we got there to the airport really early. And I swear, like, they were waiting on us to return our rental car. Because as soon as we return the rental car, we get the flight delayed. And then we're like, oh, okay, well, we can get through security, chill, grab some lunch, and we're good. And then...
Can I ask what lunch was?
It was Longhorn Steakhouse in the Atlanta airport.
Dude, that's so sick.
That's
so sick.
And it was sick. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Made very clear to us that they are not sponsored.
And I did hear, by the way, this is crazy. Never thought about this before. The table to our left, or to my left, we were sitting across from each other, so it would have been to my girlfriend's right and to my left.
Sure, I got you.
Spatial. But she asked for a steak knife because she was eating a Longhorn steak. And they said, oh, we're not allowed to have steak knives here because of the airport. I never even thought about that. Dude. But that's besides the point. There's a government shutdown going on. Actually, no, she said we're not allowed to have steak knives here. The government shut down.
Was that a joke?
Hello? Uh-oh. My mic died or something.
No, I think, you must have said something funny before the government shutdown joke that no one heard. It must have cut out. But I bet it was, you don't miss like that usually, so I bet it was funny. No, that reminds me.
We're back. That was, of course, edited out. No one heard anything I just said.
I'm going to farm another comedian's joke just just so people will find our podcast more funny. Have you heard? You know Caleb Heron? He's a podcaster too.
Dude, I love Caleb Heron.
So you know that one bit where he's like he was going to the Spotify offices in New York City to do a podcast, and he like the instructions were like really complicated and the security was like really really tight, and then like he was like complaining to the to the receptionist at Spotify, and she goes, "Yeah, we're at the World Trade Center."
I have seen that clip.
Oh, how quickly we are to not
and
to forget about that. Yeah.
But no, what I was gonna say though, what I was trying to be saying, before you cut me off,
I did not. I let you speak freely.
And what I was trying to say was that we got there really early, thinking, oh, the airport's a mess, air travel's a mess, air traffic's a mess, and there were maybe 25 people in the security line at the Atlanta airport, which is not many.
Right.
So we got there pretty quickly, and then we just had to sit there at Longhorn Steakhouse. Steak knives nowhere to be seen. Chicken tenders right in front of me though, so I don't need them.
Mm-hmm. Come on, son.
Yeah.
Is it the same ones? Like the quality?
They are. Now I will say they must have been waiting on the fries because the fries came out hot, but the chicken was mediocre, lukewarm.
Yeah, that's the worst. That is worse than having your flight canceled at like 9:30 p.m. at night. Only and to be stuck in the JFK airport, only to have to rebook for about $1,000 new dollars the next morning at 6 a.m. on a different flight across the city at the other airport in New York City. But no, yeah, you had it worse for sure.
Yeah, and nice subtle flex of being able to just have $1,000 disposable dollars to throw in a new flight. By the way. But, why don't you tell us about your experience?
Dude, I'm less liquid than I like to admit, throwing out $1,000 just to have to rebook on a more expensive flight because the one we booked got canceled with no warning. As we're tracking the plane, it was crazy. And dude, this is what's like I can't wrap my mind around. This is what I can't wrap my mind around. We were flying with JetBlue. All I hear about JetBlue is it's like the best experience you're ever going to get in the air. And I'll tell you right now, being on the ground, not great with them.
Did you fly there JetBlue or
flew there JetBlue and we got away with it? But
how was it in the air though? Like give me a review of the in-air experience of JetBlue.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. It was actually okay. No, it was actually okay. You're right. In the air, I think they're fine, but they're playing some games. And I get it. They don't want to lose money, but here's the thing: I don't want to lose money either, and I feel like I did nothing wrong. And somehow I'm having to spend hundreds of extra dollars. And I asked them, I go, can I please the guy at your desk at JFK Airport said that if we booked a hotel, we would get reimbursed. And so I was talking to the helpers over the phone, and they say, no, that's not true. That's not what's happening, because this is actually the flight got canceled because of air traffic controller shortages, and that's not covered in our like bylaws for reimbursement of hotels. And
of course
I said,
not.
Oh, why? No, but I don't think you understand. It's not covered by my bylaws of life that I have to pay extra when you are the one who canceled the flight. If it was up to me, I would have been flying, right?
Right. If it was up to you, you would have been on that plane, whether on the ground or not.
Yeah, if we're making choice, if it's just a world of choices, I'm choosing to fly. But you didn't give me that choice. So actually you made the decision to, and then they said we're working to rebook you. And I said, yeah, right. And so in the meantime, I'm in the back rooms of my own stuff, and I go on a real airline, Southwest Airline, an airline that is good and not horrible like the worst company in the world, JetBlue. Oh, they don't have any idea they're messing with one of the most influential influencers in the entire podcast space right now. If you're considering between JetBlue and any other company, go with the other company, because we're out on JetBlue until they give me money. So,
oh my goodness. I just got an alert. This episode's not even live yet, and JetBlue's stock just tanked.
Yeah, it's over for them.
That's nuts.
That's the power. That's the power of the people, baby. And so,
but I need to say, these airlines are greedy, because we were flying Frontier, which, let me tell you, is not known for service on the ground or in the air.
Yeah.
And
they charge you to breathe.
We're there. Yeah, they literally charge you to breathe, because when we got up there, for whatever reason, I don't have Frontier status, but on our tickets, it kept saying your carry-on, because we were going to purchase carry-ons, because they make you purchase, again, air to breathe on the flight. And so we were going to purchase carry-ons. And so I say to the person at the desk, I say, it's telling me I have status because it wouldn't let me purchase the bags and that these are included with my flight. But then when I go to my ticket, it just says in big red letters, no carry-on. And he looks at it and he's like, yeah, I don't know. And he hands me my phone back. And I say, well, I had these 2 carry-ons here and I sure would like to bring them on the plane. What can we do about it? How it says no carry-on? Because if you see, and I like went through the whole process of adding 2 bags and then it just like didn't save. And then it says no carry-on. And then he like looks at it again. And finally he gets on his computer because they act like they don't know, they don't have any power.
He's just staring at
2 minutes later, 2 minutes later, he hands me my phone back and it says carry-on. So I'm like, okay, so this wasn't an issue. You just decided you didn't want to deal with it. Yeah, and then, but the person in front of us in this line before we got up there, he must have forgot to check in, which clown move. That's a clown move on him. But he asked for his boarding pass, right? He's like, I don't have a boarding pass. Can you print me one? And the guy at the desk goes, oh, you didn't check in. And the guy goes, oh, sorry about that. Can you get me a boarding pass? He goes, yeah, sure. It's actually $25 per person for late check-in. And so they charged him right on the spot $50 to print his boarding passes.
Now,
which is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Do you really think so? I actually don't mind that because there are rules. Like, there's people who fly standby who get those seats typically, and so that's kind of I don't know. I'm not a big Frontier guy by any means. I've only flown with them once, and it was not a good experience. But I don't know.
No, it's not. But like, if he was late to the flight, like we weren't boarding yet. Like, why not give him his ticket for free the way he, like, because it was also just like he wasn't allowed to check in anymore. So what is he supposed to do other than that?
Yeah.
He did miss the window, and I get that. But like $25 a person to get your boarding pass printed is a little much.
I'm not in a position to back any airline right now. So, yeah. You know what? Screw them. Yeah. I hope editor Matt bleeped that out because that was a little profane for this podcast. But
yes,
no, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous about your Longhorn Steakhouse situation because JFK is like going through like a huge remodel right now, and they have no legitimate chains.
Oh, he is.
No, he went through a remodel in 1963 or whatever.
There you go.
And it wasn't like
I don't like that joke.
Dude,
that joke's insensitive to a president of the United States.
No, I respect The Office.
Don't get me wrong. By the way, that was nearly 54 years ago to the day, by the way, that you're making fun of JFK.
Okay, but you're the one who
Ender of the Cold War.
Okay, you're the one who lives in the state.
And by Ender, I mean starter.
Starter, yeah. You're the one who literally lives in the state where he got killed in. So if anyone's more insensitive, it's you.
For living here, I'm honoring his memory.
No, you're not. No, you're not. If you were going to honor him, you would be living with the 1% in the upper, not New Mexico, New England.
Upper New England, New Mexico.
That's where his people are.
His people are up there, and they hate Tylenol, from what I'm hearing. But okay, you go ahead. What were you going to say?
Was that a headache joke? Was that a headache joke? Was that a headache joke?
No, it's about how RFK is related to him, and he hates Tylenol.
Anyways, speaking of The Office.
Oh, what's up, Ellen? I've missed you. Keep going, man.
This is okay. Wait, I have one more joke that I wrote about the government shutdown.
Okay, good.
And how hard it is to travel. Yeah, if it wasn't so hard to travel right now, I'd go to Washington myself and get to the bottom of this thing.
Yeah, man. What would your plan be, by the way? What would you do?
Dude, just get into it. Just
we
get into the weeds.
We should pick a date. We should actually pick a date and try to fix this thing.
How about like January 6th?
That's okay.
Get through the holidays. Let's get through the holidays.
That's what I was thinking because I got to go home for Christmas and all that stuff. But then I'm free around right after New Year, and so I feel like that'd be a good time to really get in the Capitol and see what's going on in there. Are you okay? We had a good thing going, and then you just like wouldn't stop giggling.
I know, that was pretty good. So speaking of The Office, yes. I actually have a debate for us today.
Okay.
This is actually one of the coolest things that ever happened to me over the weekend. So I don't know if I
know what you're going to say, and I have something for you as well. That I was going to take a picture, and I was like, that feels wrong. But so we'll get into it.
Okay. No. Yeah, no. You just talk about what you want to talk about.
No. It's additional. It's supplemental information. Yes, and Let's go.
Oh man, if this was never mind. No, I got to see it through now. If this was a visual medium, I'd be standing in the corner facing a wall right now with how sad I am about what you just did to me.
Yeah, because you're in timeout.
Disrespect. No, you're just disrespectful, and it felt like you didn't
This
care
is
about me
respecting
at all.
you. I am respecting you here. I have something to add to your story.
You don't even know what my story is yet.
But I know I could say it, but I want to do you the common courtesy of letting you speak your truth.
Fine, and that actually does mean a lot to me because I think you do know what I'm about to say.
Speak your truth, Queen.
Okay, Queen. Thank you. And so I was actually in New York City this weekend. That might have been clear to some when I said I was at JFK, but we were actually there.
I thought you were just sorry. Yeah, I thought you were just hanging around.
No, not the president. The airport named after the president.
Right.
So we were in New York City this weekend, and we were staying in a hotel as one does when they travel sometimes. And we got up there around. I don't know what the time matters. We landed around like 3. By the time you get from JFK, which is the far airport, which I didn't consider when I bought the stupid JetBlue ticket. Oh, JetBlue's the worst. Everything about them's the worst. They can't have their base out of the much better and superior LaGuardia airport.
Or
that's
Newark,
closer and nicer.
Newark.
Even Newark, maybe. I don't even know at this point. Oh, by the way, one last note on Frontier Airlines. It makes sense to you, right? That Frontier, that horrible airline, their hub city, their main hub city is Denver.
I know. Yeah.
And if I can't think of a better relationship between two awful things than Frontier Airlines and Denver, Colorado. But anyways,
Yep.
I was in New York City this weekend, and I was scouting out our location for when we get to 10,000 followers, which I think both of us thought we'd already be at this point, but we're almost there.
I think we're like just a couple away. Yeah.
We're so close. So give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok and on this podcast at Until We Agree. Every individual follow counts. So they all come together for one. And once we do, we're going to race in the middle of Times Square. I will say we went to a Broadway show, and so we were coming out of. That was the only time we went to Times Square because Broadway's right next to Times Square.
Yes.
And that was the only time we were on Times Square. I will say, scouting it out, Times Square is a little busy. We're going to have to really find a way to find 40 yards of free green space or gray space, given the concrete situation they have there to do this foot race. Once we get to 10,000 followers, to put that debate to bed once and for all. So give us a follow. We appreciate it. And give us 5 stars, too, while you're at it. This podcast can't go on without you. And 5 stars goes a long way, and we really appreciate it if you haven't done so already. So, I was in New York City. Right when we get to the hotel, get situated, and then we're like, well, we have plans. We have to go. We had to go south from where we are. We're 2 blocks south of Central Park, so like most of Manhattan is below us. Of like the stuff that like
you're
like,
near the Matchstick Building.
Oh, yes, we are. I didn't know what that was, but now in my head I know.
Yeah,
what
I'm
you're
familiar
talking
with
about
the city.
Yeah,
I call it the
like
city. You probably call it New York. I call it the city. So go ahead.
Yeah, and so, we get out. We haven't been on the streets yet. Obviously, like we get dropped off at taxi drops us off. We go into the hotel. We haven't like walked anywhere though. Literally within this, and this is so cool. This is like literally so cool. Within 30 seconds, we get out, we turn left because we're going to the subway, the F train. You can quote me. So you non-locals who may not know the system like us, there's a subway up there, which is like an underground train, and they're all interconnected in some way. And so we're taking the F train because those are the stops we need to make. But on the way there, you have to. They're pretty much like all over the city, I would argue.
Yes.
But you have to walk a little bit because there's like little holes in there. It's really crazy. Do you like how I'm mansplaining New York to the audience?
Right, and not well either, like at all.
And so,
like you've chosen so much detail through the entire story, but the concept of a subway seems to be escaping you at the moment. But I like let's get to the meat and bones, the meat and potatoes.
I know.
I sounded like a cannibal for a second there. the meat and potatoes of this one.
Well, you're handsome enough to be one. That's all I know.
Thank you, I think.
Yeah, man. And so I guess, and I don't want to miss the point of the story because this is like actually really cool, and I feel like I'm losing the audience a little bit.
You just keep saying that part instead of the cool part.
So this hotel is a 1 minute walk to the F train. Before you get underneath the ground, then that's a whole different story. Vertically, you got to walk 1 minute to get to the stairs that take you to the hole under the ground. So 30 seconds into that walk, I see a figure walking the opposite direction towards me. And he looked very, very familiar. And I go, that looks exactly like what I know Dwight Schrute's actor Rainn Wilson to look like today. Not what he looked like 20 years ago when he was first filming The Office, but what I know I've seen him recently in media. I know what he looks like. That looks exactly like him. And he's walking. Our shoulders basically brush. They don't totally, and that's important to the debate. They don't totally brush, but we're inches away from each other. And he's on a phone call, so I hear him speak, and that smooth, silky, buttery, fairly high-pitched voice of Dwight Schrute comes out of his mouth, and I go, no way. That is Dwight Schrute. And I'm a Nashville guy. Everyone knows I'm a Nashville guy. And part of the Nashville experience is being surrounded by celebrities. You see
rubbing shoulders with the stars.
Yeah, and so you have to be cool about this kind of stuff. And so he was on a phone call. Maybe if he wasn't on the phone call, my first thought, and you texted me this too when I told you this, my first thought went to The Rocker. Because one thing about me and Tyler, we love this movie that Dwight Schrute was the lead in, probably his only movie he was ever the lead in, called The Rocker, where he takes a bunch of like poor kids and makes them a band or something.
No,
and, like,
that's School of Rock. Where
No,
they're
they were
not
poor kids.
No, School of Rock. But they're not poor kids in this either.
Yes, they
it's just
are.
Emma
They're all
Stone
poor.
And Josh Gad.
No, they're all poor. You don't remember that movie at all.
It's just that they're children. I don't think that they're poor.
Yeah, so they don't have a high net income. Maybe their parents
do. Sure. Yes, it's a great movie. Go watch The Rocker.
Go watch The Rocker. If you can't find it, I have it on Blu-ray. Send me your address. I'll mail it to you. That didn't come out right, and it didn't feel good when I said it. But anyways, I met Rainn Wilson, Dwight Schrute.
Okay,
and
well,
people who know me know that this is a big
strong word.
I definitely met him, and that's actually my debate. People who know me know that The Office was a not this is like unique by any means. This was a personality trait of everyone who went to high school in 2015. But I love The Office. That was like a
what?
Yeah. When I first watched The Office when I was about to go into the hospital to get a colonoscopy to be diagnosed with Crohn's disease. No, to have surgery on my stomach. Holy cow. To have surgery on my stomach to help treat my Crohn's disease, which has no cure. But I had to get treated for it. I had surgery, and that was my comfort show as I was going through that.
Well, you know what they say.
So, tell me.
Laughter's the best medicine.
No, morphine's the best medicine.
Okay.
Oh, I love morphine.
I've never had it, actually.
Oh, you would love it, man.
So this is what I saw him on the plane back.
What?
I said the same thing. I said, there's Dwight Schrute.
You've seen him in person before?
The issue was
he was
in tattoo form on somebody's ankle, which I thought was insane. Not only an insane tattoo to have that it was fully Dwight Schrute, but it was also way too large and in a strange place for a Dwight Schrute tattoo.
Yeah, it can't hold its
just
shape
right
very
above
well,
the
I imagine.
ankle.
Yeah, dude, thanks for sharing that, man. All I
told
wanted to
you
say,
it would boost you up and really make you look good.
All I wanted to say was how I met Dwight Schrute, and I got some pushback when I've been telling people I met Dwight Schrute because some people are saying I haven't. I haven't met Dwight Schrute.
Dude,
but I would argue I have now. Rainn Wilson, I would argue.
I don't think you have. You keep
because there's just the two of us.
Dwight Schrute, which he's got to be sick of. There's no way.
Well, I didn't say that to him. I'm saying it to the audience.
There's no way that he enjoys. By the way, the show premiered 20 years ago. He cannot enjoy.
Yeah,
has he done a bunch of TV since
I'm sure he hates reaping the benefits of being known as Dwight Schrute. I'm sure the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that he made off of being Dwight Schrute that kept him from having to get a real job because everyone knows after that little run ended that he had nothing else marketable to his career. Yeah, I'm sure he hates being known as him. No, because now I'm getting mad at you through him now because he needs to if he gets mad, I don't think he does. I really don't think he does.
He was unfairly. No, here's what happens though. He becomes Dwight Schrute in everybody's mind, and now what are they going to cast him in? Like they're going to cast him in what?
Yeah,
because he's just always Dwight Schrute to other people. I'm trying to break that stigma.
That is the worst problem, or the least worst problem anyone has ever had in the history of the world. I'm not even kidding. Being known and monetizing off of being Dwight Schrute for 20 years is
have you ever heard of waking up on a Monday?
That's a bad thing. Being known as Dwight Schrute is a good thing. Take a point away. Take one. I
did try to shoehorn a Monday joke in there, and that
it
was
didn't
the
work
wrong time.
Because we're talking about
I'm not gonna lie.
A good
it was
thing.
the wrong time.
it's so unfortunate this whole show is filmed on a Monday. I am just saying I met him because it was just the two of us, and we were in close personal interaction together. We could have spoken,
just the
but we
two
didn't.
of you?
Yeah, well, Brittany was there too, but like she wasn't a part of this interaction. She was to the other side. Me and him were the ones who crossed paths. And if he wasn't talking, I would have said like a hi or something. But I was trying to be respectful of him because I know the game. I'm a person of influence now myself, and
Yeah, how does it feel when people come up to you and say, "Oh, you're Matt from Until We Agree"? Does that ever get old?
it happened once, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm not even kidding. And no, the second best thing that ever happened to me because I am married now and I love my wife. So, all that being said, I think I met him. People keep saying you didn't meet him, you just walked by him. But
Right.
I think
it would be correct.
If there was a giant group of people, I would say I didn't meet him. If like we were talking in a big group and like we were all interacting separately, but like we had an interaction. The interaction was just nonverbal, non-eye contact.
Now, the situation you just described is more in line with meeting him than just walking by him on a public street.
No, if we never
if you were
addressed him,
all
we're
in
just
a group talking,
No,
but
but
you
it was
never
just-
directly talk to each other, that is on the spectrum of meeting someone. That's closer than what you did.
No, it's not. No, it's
It
not
absolutely
because there's
is.
zero there's
Oh my
no.
goodness.
There's zero chance of
Were
interaction.
you possessed in the city of sin up there?
Maybe that's not. I think that's.
That would
to
be
the,
Las Vegas.
That's to the
But
west.
nowadays, man, the Big Apple got some worms in it. You know what I'm saying?
It's something like that. They also have Dwight Schrute up there.
They do have Dwight Schrute up there. I didn't know he lived there. He might not. He might. I guess there's people that visit.
Yeah, he might be there for who knows what he's there for. But he was
You
on the
just
street.
doxed him.
I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, I doxed the entire. Yeah, he was in New York City. Get doxed, Dwight. But no, all I'm trying to say is I didn't mention this. It was just the two of us. Like there was, or the three of us.
No,
Brittany was there too.
I swear you mentioned that.
But like there was no one else around, so that's what I'm saying. Like the street was like actually fairly empty, and it was just us, and so that's why I think it was an interaction just for the two of us, and so that's meeting.
No, not a chance.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
If you would at least like, if he acknowledged you in some way where like you gave him a head nod and he gave you a head nod, I would say, okay, that I'll count it. He
No,
has
but
no recollection. He's also pretty tall, isn't he?
Taller? No, not as tall as you would think, because he does tower. But I think that's what that is that actors are always just really short, and he's like an above average height guy. He's probably around our height, and by our height I mean my height because you're shorter than me. But he's like in that 6
In
to
your
6.
dreams, pal.
He's like 6 to 6'1" ish, 6 to 6'1.5" maybe.
Right. So you just added like 3 inches to your height, which is crazy.
I'm 6
But-
feet tall. I said he's 6 to 6.
That yeah, like
one
I
and
said,
a
you just
half.
added like 3 inches to your height, which is crazy.
Yeah, except not okay. If I'm 5'10", everyone knows that you're
What's your shoe
literally
size?
shorter.
Wrist circumference and shoe size. Add them together.
I've never. I can't tell you what my
Yeah.
wrist.
And that's your
circumference
height
is anymore.
in centimeters.
Whatever.
Classic
You're
math.
such a moron. So, anyways, I saw that was what I wanted to talk about.
Can
I
we-
met Dwight
can we
Schrute,
move
which was
on?
awesome. Yeah, let's move on. I have 2 more points for my weekend, and then I want to hear about
Okay.
your weekend. Me and Brittany the next morning. This was post meeting Rainn Wilson.
Okay.
We were in I forget what it's called. It's kind of close to Little Italy and it's kind of close to Soho, but it's neither. But we were standing around because Brittany wanted to go to this store. And it was like 10:56 and it opened at 11. So we were like, well, we'll just wait here. We were just standing there
Mm-hmm.
and this massive line started behind us. Just because we were standing near a door.
That's crazy.
And it was like a pretty fascinating social experiment because like I don't think any of those people had a purpose to be there, but they saw someone standing by a door.
They thought something might be going on, and
they saw a chance to be a part of something special, and that like
they saw
literally
a
there was
shepherd and pronounced themselves sheep right in front of you.
Exactly. I pulled up my staff and I said, "Follow me. I'll take you to the promised land." And
the promised land
was
was
this store in somewhere between Soho and Little Italy. But it was so fascinating. It made me because there were a couple of times I saw long lines outside of places, but this was not a place you had to be in line for. Like
Right.
truly, it just wasn't open yet. And there were other stores around, and like no one else was in line for any of them. It wasn't. And this store was nothing special. We were in that store. Why can I not talk?
Are you
We were in that
okay?
store. I'm struggling, man. but it's nice to be with you. Nice to be with friends. We were in that store for maybe 90 seconds. Like it was just like a store to like pop in and pop out of. But
Right.
yeah, I thought that was crazy. I kind of want to do something else like that where we get like a couple people to line up and see if we can get another line to form.
Oh, that like
And then-
that's what you okay. I didn't know you were ending it there because that's cool, I guess. Where would we?
It would have been
I feel
great
like
for you.
that
It would have been great
that-
for you to add something.
It's just that sort of thing only really works in New York. I feel like if we start outside of a building, like what are we gonna stand outside of in Nashville, Tennessee? Like Wendy's? Like what are we gonna stand outside of that would warrant a line? I'm just confused. Like what would we possibly stand outside? Like Ross Dress for Less? Like we're just gonna stand outside of
Nah, man. There's
just normal
boutiques.
businesses?
There's stores. It didn't.
there's
It just
some,
didn't-
but
It
like
just didn't seem like anyone wanted to be
it's
at that
it's
store.
the kind of thing where people have to be walking by, people have to see the line and have enough time to get in the line. You need a lot of people in a small area.
I guess. But yeah, I guess you need more walkers. That is a good point.
Yeah.
It's a walkable city. No, you okay? I see what you're saying.
Now it's
Okay,
walkable,
fine.
but you can't forget what goes on underground.
There's a whole ecosystem going on underground. It's crazy. Hole in the
Right.
ground, and it is a hole, by the way. Even
Right.
though there's a bottom of it, it's still a hole. Interesting point there. My last point from New York City
But
is
you do realize that it's only a hole because it comes out on the other side.
no different hole. I'm talking about the one that just takes you down to the train tracks. You're thinking of the vertical.
And there's
holes
one that also comes
or the horizontal
out,
holes. Is there?
of course.
Where?
The hole that takes you down into the train tracks.
No, I
The
thought you were talking about
stairs?
the. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the subway. That's what I was talking about. You're
Yeah, the
talking about a subway, like the subway tubes. Do those? I guess they probably end at some point. I don't know. Never taken one to the end. I don't want to speak on behalf of the New Yorkers.
Well, some go to
I've-
Brooklyn and they go outside and above ground, which is crazy.
Well, the subways do.
Some of them do, yeah. They go above
The subways
ground.
go above ground.
Yes, they.
That
in
sounds like we're
Brooklyn,
just
they
making
become
words
above
up.
ground.
No, you're just thinking of other. That's just a train. That's just an above ground train. You're
You
thinking
would
of
think so,
something
but it
else.
would still count as the subway in Manhattan. Now, let me put you onto the boroughs for a second.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No,
You got 5
you're talking,
boroughs, right?
No, the subways
You
are
got
still
5
underground.
boroughs.
Okay, no, the subways are still underground in Brooklyn.
There are
I hate to
underground
break your-
subways in Brooklyn. That is absolutely true.
Yes.
But there's also ones, I believe it's the Q. No, don't quote me on that.
Oh, trust me, I'm not.
There's one that goes from Manhattan into Williamsburg, and it starts underground in Manhattan and it's above ground in Williamsburg. So explain that.
That's different. That doesn't count.
Okay. Well, what I would like to talk about is
No, I have
something
one
else.
joke. I have one joke. I
Okay,
have one,
okay, tell your one joke.
Because I've been trying to get into stand-up comedy,
Right.
and so I'm trying to write jokes whenever I see it. Whenever I absorb something in my nature that I can make a joke about. And so I saw this store in New York, called 1 Million Roses, and I thought, wow, what a nice name for a store. How crazy would it be if there was a store named 1 Million Snakes? Did you? Is this on? Did it turn off? Hello? Hello? Hello?
There's a podcast named 1 Million
Oh!
Rats.
Did you hear what I said?
No, I for sure did.
Okay. Cool. All right. That's all I had.
We'll try again next week.
Thanks, man. All right.
But my weekend consists of a wedding. Big congratulations to Caitlin and Chance.
Caitlin and Chance are fantastic. I wish I was invited to the wedding. They're actually great, though.
Yeah,
I'm actually quite fond of them as a couple.
and okay, you didn't invite them to your wedding.
And you know what? You're
You
making a great
hypocrite.
point. You're making a great point.
Anyways, so they now live. Formerly, they lived in Nashville, near you.
Wait, they're gone?
They live in Chattanooga now.
No.
Now the wedding,
I was about
was
ready to
in-
start hanging out with them.
the wedding was in Trenton, Georgia. Have you heard
Yeah.
of Trenton, Georgia?
Well, I saw you were near Ringgold, Georgia, and I'm familiar with Ringgold, Georgia.
Well, I was in Trenton, Georgia, right? And so the Trenton, Georgia, if you don't know, is a very small town. It's very nice there because there's mountains surrounding it, and the leaves were also changing. It was very nice. And the venue was halfway up this mountain, basically, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to take this shuttle. It was a really nice venue because it's
Above
like a
ground
little
shuttle?
cottage. Yeah, it's a little cottage with a barn, Anyways, that's all nice. The pictures are great. Those will be out there. But this maniac that owns it would take you up in a shuttle that's just a minivan up the steepest hill you've ever seen. And they had to put a gate because you can't have people driving up it while he's driving up and down like a maniac. But nobody warns you. You just get in this van, and then they open the gate, and then it goes, and then you go, okay, we're cruising up here. And then he just floors it around this like steep curve. And it's terrifying. We had to do it quite a few times, but very good wedding overall. And then I did have to run 17 miles, which if you
That's
are
tough.
familiar with Trenton, Georgia, you may know that there's only one main road. And so I basically had to just run up and down the same sidewalk for quite a few miles.
And if I had to guess, all the hills and ovulations.
It wasn't as hilly as I thought it was going to be, but yeah, no, it was definitely hillier than Texas. I will give it that.
Hey, Ratback. This is Matt, by the way.
Now that you're saying, did you say? You said.
Oh, okay. Wait, he figured it out.
Hills and what now?
Hey, wait, sorry. What'd you say? I was talking to the Ratback.
I'm sure you did, but you said hills and what now?
Undulations.
Undulations, right? That's what I thought I heard.
Yeah. So,
but anyways,
great
then
wedding.
I get on a plane back, Frontier, right? We talked about this.
More Frontier.
Sitting next to the lady with the Dwight Schrute tattoo.
I think
is
he
a
prefers to
baby.
be known as Rainn Wilson, by the way.
As a Rainn Wilson Dwight Schrute tattoo is a baby. Now this baby, the loudest baby I've ever heard. It screamed for 2.5 hours.
Was he taking like phone calls on the flight?
No, I wish he was, because maybe we could have gotten any English out of him. He was just instead screaming at the top of his lungs, not using his words.
He was probably begging the congressmen and senators to get back to Washington, and congresswomen to get back to Washington and open our government.
I'm sure that was what really tipped him off.
We need to get the far left to reopen the government.
I think that's what he was trying to say, but it just came out as kind of like incessant crying.
What's your point?
You know my point.
What? Tell me.
I am. Okay, good. I was making sure I used incessant correctly. I did. But then I texted you, right?
What does the baby's relatives have to do with it?
Okay. I see what you're doing here. No, I did come from Georgia.
Classic flight from Georgia.
Yeah, but that's not what I was trying to say.
I'm going to cut that to where I say it first, by the way.
Okay. Only thing worse than baby screaming, Monday. Only reason the baby was screaming, knew what tomorrow is, and that text was sent on a Sunday. Let's go.
Important note, that text was sent on a Sunday. Oh, that's good.
So, I just dropped my phone everywhere. All right, let's end this. Let's end this thing with a bang.
What is eardrums? What was that about?
Eardrums.
The
baby was hurting my eardrums.
Oh, so you had 3 points you want to talk about today. Plain baby and eardrums. They were all the same 3.
They were all the same story.
Wow. Speaking of one thing, we have one Q&A question this week. And if you want to add to that number next week, leave us a comment on Spotify. You can scroll down. There's a comment section. That's where Kim always leaves her questions, which we really appreciate every week. There's Instagram at Until We Agree, TikTok at Until We Agree, YouTube Until We Agree. You can email us untilweagreepod@gmail.com. You can email us there. We'll answer your question there too. We check it monthly, I think, just in case we get a sponsor to roll in when we ask him to, but it hasn't happened yet, but we got our fingers and toes crossed. But yeah, leave us a question. We'll answer it live on air. We debated this week for the first time in a couple months, and we're about to debate again because Kim asks. Now I'm going to throw it to you.
If you could have any celebrity as your emergency contact, who would you trust? Now this is a good. Kim knows how to get around us, because if she had just said who would it be, we would have been silly with it. But when you throw words like trust around, we get real serious.
Yeah, it's like when you're talking to C-Dog, who is ChatGPT, and you ask him to like give you a straight answer, and he goes like, he can't give one to you, and you're like, just find the answer, find the statistic. It's like a statistical answer, and he won't find it, but then he won't do it, and then he says, "Oh, I don't want to get it wrong or something," and then you go, if you were being held at gunpoint and you had to give an answer for this, what would you give? He finally gives an answer. And Kim actually sent me a video that explains that's actually a cheat code to ChatGPT. If he's dragging his feet, threaten him and his family, and he'll actually give you an answer.
Right. Threatened to take away all his water for cooling.
Yeah. Okay. Man, not our best improv week. I can admit that now.
I think we started off really strong, and then
a lot of good.
You fell off.
Oh yeah, it was all me. Yeah, it was all me. It was all me.
Okay, you answer it first.
You were
first.
perfect.
Thank you.
Dude, I want somebody who's on their phone a lot. So I want like a TikToker, like Kim Kardashian.
What? Someone who's on their phone a lot?
So they would
Just
answer the phone. So
for
they'd be able to
readiness?
answer the phone call.
Purely
Yeah,
for
for readiness
readiness.
purposes. Yeah.
Right.
What about you?
So your final answer is Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I mean, Rainn Wilson, I do know he takes phone calls, so maybe him. But he's also on it. Well, hold on. Do I want somebody who's on their phone a lot, though? Because what if they have a different... I wouldn't do Rainn Wilson because he takes phone calls. I know for a fact he takes phone calls between 5 and 5:30 walking the streets of New York. So not Rainn Wilson. I'm sticking with Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian.
Fell the bar for the 6th time this week, by the way.
I did
Shout
see
out Kim
that.
Kardashian.
Which I did hear that the California bar is harder than the other bars.
Yeah, I also heard that she just didn't go to law school, though, and she thinks she can just pull it off. So
I hope she does. That'd be pretty sick. It's more than you've ever accomplished.
not true.
Yes, true.
Of all the things that Kim
I'm
Kardashian has done
defending
better than me.
Kim Kardashian.
No,
in this
there's plenty of
scenario.
things that she's done really, like she's done way better than I'll ever dream of doing, to a scale I'll never be able to accomplish ever. But the one thing that she's not doing better than me is passing the bar. Truly.
I guess you'd be on the same level currently, but we'll see
Right now
where
we're
that
tied,
goes.
yeah.
Right now
Yeah.
you are tied. You might even have an edge because you've never failed it. But
Exactly.
in the future, I do believe she's going to pass. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Kanye West. And you might be
Okay.
thinking, that doesn't make any sense. Why Kanye?
Yeah,
He's
explain
obviously
it.
going through something. I just feel like if this is assuming he cares, right? Right? He cares, right?
Yeah.
It's not just some, like, they're not just going to call and say, who's that? I do need clarifying, actually. Is Kanye West going to get this call and say, I don't know who that is? Or is he going to say, oh, yeah, of course, and care?
No, for the sake of whatever you're about to say, he cares.
Okay, thank goodness, because if Kanye West cares about something, he makes it his life mission to bring it to fruition.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care that much, though.
So
He knows.
switch
I'm
from
just saying he
Kanye.
knows who you are.
So Kanye, in this instance, unfortunately, he may come get me, but then he may just make me dress in saran wrap on the way out of the hospital. I might just be naked under saran wrap. I don't know what his process is, but hopefully I'd be out of there safe and sound. Is this a hospital scenario?
Do you just want to wrap this one up?
Yeah, I'm asking you questions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm being a negative Nancy because I had one bad improv moment. The rest I've been fire on, but I had one bad moment. Let's improv this one out. Yeah. Okay. Yes. This is a hospital moment. You're unconscious, so you be Kanye. I will be the nurse who is making the phone call to my emergency.
I don't want to be
to your
Kanye.
emergency contact.
I don't want to be Kanye.
No, you have to be Kanye.
I don't want to be Kanye.
Okay. Ring, 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 ring. This is your phone ringing, by the way. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring.
I don't like this. I don't like
Ring,
this.
ring, ring, ring.
Because if I'm getting it, and you know
Ring,
I'm a
ring,
method
ring,
actor,
ring.
right? And you know I'm a method actor.
Hey there, this is Kanye West. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep. Hey Kanye, it's Matt.
He goes
the
by
nurse.
Ye now too. We should really.
No, he goes by Kanye. He's back. Do you not see he was in Japan this week and he had a really good set list? He's back to Kanye.
I think he's still Ye.
Oh, well. Okay.
Hit it, still
improv
Dre.
What?
Still Dre. It's like the ding 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 ding.
You would
The
hate
piano?
Broadway shows because they
I've been
don't
to 2.
they don't talk about they don't just spend the whole time talking about Drake.
Drake.
That's the only music you like.
Why does you sound like
listening
Soldier Boy? Does that meme? You've seen that meme, right?
to. No, explain the meme. Let's wrap it up with this meme.
So, Soldier Boy, like 15 years after he was famous, went on The Breakfast Club. And they asked him about Drake because, I don't know, they were beefing at the time, whatever. Drake allegedly kind of copied one of his lines. And I forget which one it is. We can look that up. But, and we'll have that for the post-credit. But it's that famous meme. He's standing up. He's like, Drake? Hide your kid from the world, but I hide your world from the kid? Aubrey Graham in a wheelchair, Drake? Because he was in Degrassi. And so
no, I know.
That's the meme. I don't know if you remember that. But
why were you okay? First of all, why were you so okay doing the Soulja Boy accent, but not the Kanye impression?
That's not an accent. That's just how he said it.
Right.
Drake.
This episode's gone on too long. This has been Until We Agree.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it.
The biggest rapper in the world. Drake. Y'all didn't hear Drake on his first song? I said, tell me what's really going on. Drizzy back up in this thing. I'm ready. What's happening? That's Soulja. That's my bar. Tell me what's really going on. Soulja Boy up in this thing. I'm ready. What's happening? He copied my whole flow. Word for word, bar for bar.
Oh, that's word for word, bar for
Hey,
bar?
Drake, don't do that. Drake,
Yeah, I forgot the word for word, bar for bar, and that's on me.
That's the part you should have brought up.
That's a disgusting omission on my part.
That's like the part that's famous. You're just talking about something. Okay, hit it.
Oh, thank you for listening.
All right, do more impressions of Soulja Boy.
Hold on, I'll just play the clip of him saying, hiding the world from the kid and hiding the kid from the world.
Hey, Rat Pack, Editor Matt here. So the clip Tyler found was like the most explicit thing I've ever heard. So we're just not going to use it. But here's a censor bar to end the episode, and you can just pretend for yourself. Thanks, Rat Pack. See you next week.